Friends, what you are about to see will leave you speechless. An unexplained phenomenon, a celestial apparition that has defied all laws of science and logic. Prepare to witness something truly astounding, an event that will shake the very foundations of your understanding of the world around you. This is not a trick, not an illusion, not an elaborate hoax. What you will witness is real, tangible, and profoundly disconcerting. Stay tuned, because what you are about to see will change your lives forever. For weeks, scientists around the world have been baffled by a series of strange events that have occurred in the night sky. Bright lights and mysterious shapes have been spotted by millions of people in different parts of the planet, generating endless theories and speculation. From UFO sightings to unexplained atmospheric phenomena, nothing seemed to make sense. Experts scratched their heads, unable to find a logical explanation for these seemingly supernatural occurrences. Reports began coming in from everywhere: densely populated cities, remote rural villages, and even from orbiting space stations. People of all ages, races, and creeds reported seeing flickering lights in the sky, inexplicably changing color and shape. Some of these lights appeared to move at incredible speeds, defying the laws of physics. In some cases, witnesses witnessed definite shapes, such as giant spheres or complex geometric structures, floating in the sky for minutes or hours before vanishing without a trace. Some even claimed to have seen flying saucer-like craft with pulsating lights and erratic movements that defied logic. Space research centers and astronomical observatories around the world went on high alert, pointing their powerful telescopes and sensors toward these celestial anomalies. However, their instruments failed to pick up anything out of the ordinary. Satellite images also revealed nothing out of the ordinary, which only added to the scientists' confusion and frustration. Theories of all kinds began to circulate in the scientific community. Some suggested that these lights and shapes could be the product of unusual atmospheric phenomena, such as unusual light refractions or electrical discharges in the upper layers of the atmosphere. Others pointed to possible extraterrestrial causes, from alien spacecraft to orbiting space debris reflecting sunlight. But as the sightings became more frequent and stranger, these conventional explanations seemed increasingly insufficient. Skeptics suggested that it could all be a wave of fraud and hoaxes, with people creating fake images and videos to gain fame on the networks. Social. However, the quantity and diversity of the reports made this theory unconvincing. The scientific community was at a dead end, unable to explain these phenomena that defied everything they knew about the universe. Some experts even began to question the very foundations of physics and astronomy, suggesting that there might be unknown forces or dimensions at play. As uncertainty grew, the media and the general public were plunged into a frenzy of speculation. From conspiracy theories to apocalyptic predictions, all sorts of ideas and beliefs surfaced, fueled by the unsolved mystery that loomed over the world. It was in the midst of this chaos and confusion that the event that would change everything occurred: the appearance of Christ in the night sky, an event that would leave scientists speechless and challenge the very limits of human understanding. But nothing, absolutely nothing, could have prepared them for what happened on the night of April 15th. On that fateful night, when the whole world looked to the heavens for answers, something truly extraordinary took place. The tension and anticipation was palpable across the planet. Millions of people, from scientists to ordinary people, had their eyes riveted on the night sky, anxiously awaiting some sign, some clue that might unravel the mystery. The mysterious events that had been occurring. Observatories and research centers were on high alert, with teams of experts monitoring every square inch of the firmament. State-of-the-art cameras, ultra-sensitive sensors, and powerful telescopes were focused on every corner of space, ready to capture any anomaly, no matter how small. Even space agencies had put their satellites and spacecraft into orbit in surveillance mode, looking for any unusual signals that might help unravel the mystery. The anticipation was so intense you could cut it with a knife. And then, just as the clock struck midnight, something happened that no one could have predicted even in their wildest dreams. A blinding flash of light illuminated the sky, so bright that it eclipsed even the full moon. At first, many thought it was a meteor or a cosmic explosion, but they quickly realized that this was something much more profound and puzzling. As the light intensified, a shape began to take form in the center of the glow. A gigantic figure, of epic proportions slowly emerged from the luminous core, revealing a humanoid silhouette that seemed to defy all laws of physics and logic. The scientists, accustomed to relying on their instruments and precise measurements, were dumbfounded, unable to process what they were witnessing. Its monitors and sensors were going crazy, spewing out readings and data that made no sense at all. As the figure became clearer, a murmur of awe and fear swept the world. For what was revealed before the astonished eyes of mankind was nothing less than the iconic image of Jesus Christ, the Savior according to the Christian faith, floating majestically in the night sky. At that moment, all theories, hypotheses, and rational explanations fell apart. Scientists, who had dedicated their lives to the study of the universe and its immutable laws, were confronted with a phenomenon that challenged all their fundamental principles. It was at that precise moment that the world was plunged into a reverential silence, as it watched in awe as the divine apparition unfolded before its eyes. An event that would mark a before and after in the history of mankind, and that would leave scientists speechless, confronted with a cosmic mystery that would shake the very foundations of their understanding of the universe. Cameras from around the world, from powerful telescopes to simple cell phones, captured an unprecedented phenomenon. In the sky, a gigantic humanoid figure appeared, radiating a blinding light that eclipsed even the brightest stars. As the image became clearer, it became apparent that it was a representation of Jesus Christ the Savior, according to the Christian faith. Within seconds, images and videos of this celestial apparition began to flood social networks and media outlets around the world. People of all ages and backgrounds shared what they were witnessing, unable to believe their own eyes. The most advanced telescopes on the planet, from the Hubble in orbit to the giants in ground-based observatories, focused all their power on this extraordinary phenomenon. Their high-resolution cameras captured every detail of the colossal figure, revealing amazing details that defied all logic. The image showed Jesus Christ with breathtaking clarity, as if he was only a few meters away. His serene and compassionate face seemed to radiate ancient wisdom and infinite goodness. His eyes, though seemingly closed, conveyed a deep and timeless presence. The robes covering her body seemed to be made of an ethereal, shimmering material, undulating gently as if suspended in a perfect void. The folds and drapes of the fabric moved with an unearthly grace, defying the laws of gravity and wind. But perhaps most impressive of all were the figure's outstretched hands, showing the unmistakable nail marks of crucifixion. These wounds seemed to glow with a light of their own, as if they were portals to another dimension. As the cameras got closer and closer, even more astonishing details began to reveal themselves. The crown of thorns adorning its head appeared to be made of an unknown material, with each thorn shining like a tiny diamond. Even the most skeptical scientists gasped at the perfection and beauty of this image. It was as if they were beholding a masterpiece of a divine artist, a creation so sublime that it defied all known laws of physics and biology. But most disconcerting of all was the fact that this apparition was not a static image or a two-dimensional projection. The figure came to life, moving and gesticulating with an unearthly grace. Its lips moved, though no audible sound came from them, as if it were blessing the entire world with a silent but powerful message. Astronomers and imaging experts were perplexed, unable to explain how a figure of such dimensions and complexity could be floating in the night sky. Their instruments and models could not account for this phenomenon that defied all known laws of the universe. As the hours passed, the apparition intensified, growing in size and brightness until it eclipsed everything else in the firmament. It was as if the entire sky had become a canvas for this divine manifestation, a cosmic spectacle that took the breath away from all who witnessed it. The figure of monumental proportions floated majestically in the firmament, stretching out its arms as if embracing the whole of humanity. His face, serene and full of compassion, reflected ancient wisdom and infinite goodness. The light emanating from her body was warm and comforting, enveloping the entire world in an ethereal radiance. It was a vision of indescribable beauty, which seemed to transcend all earthly boundaries and unite humanity in a single cosmic embrace. Even those who were not believers were deeply moved by the overwhelming presence of this celestial figure. As the apparition became clearer, startling details began to unfold. The figure's garments seemed to be made of a heavenly material, billowing gently in an invisible breeze. His hands, extended in a gesture of blessing, showed the unmistakable marks of the crucifixion nails, and on his head, a glowing crown of thorns completed the iconic image. But most astonishing of all was the fact that this apparition was neither static nor two-dimensional. The figure came to life, moving and gesticulating as if it were a living being. Its lips moved, though no audible sound came from them. It was as if it was blessing the entire world with a silent but powerful message. As the night progressed, the apparition intensified, growing in size and brightness until it eclipsed everything else in the sky. People's reactions were varied and extreme. Some fell to their knees in adoration while others fled in terror. Scientists, for their part, were speechless in the face of this event that defied all laws of physics and logic. All rational explanations were discarded one by one. Astronomers frantically searched their data for any hint of a natural phenomenon that could explain this apparition, but found nothing. Theoretical physicists tried to model the characteristics of the light and the shape of the figure, but their equations fell apart in the face of the magnitude of what they were witnessing. Some scientists, in an act of desperation, suggested that it might be a holographic projection or some kind of advanced alien technology. But these theories were quickly dismissed, as there was no way that any civilization, no matter how advanced, could create something so colossal and perfect. As the hours passed, the apparition began to slowly fade away, leaving the world in deep silence. It was at that moment that scientists, religious leaders, and ordinary people realized that they had witnessed something transcendental, something that defied all conventional explanations. Some spoke of a divine miracle, a manifestation of God's supreme power. Others suggested that it might be the intervention of a higher force beyond our comprehension, a cosmic entity that was sending us a message, profound and enigmatic. Regardless of beliefs or interpretations, one thing was certain: the world would never be the same after this unexplained appearance of Christ in the night sky. Humanity had been shaken to its core, forced to question everything it thought it knew about the universe and our place in it. The repercussions of this event were enormous and lasting. Religions were challenged and revitalized at the same time. Atheists and skeptics were forced to reconsider their deepest convictions. And scientists, humbled by their inability to explain what they had witnessed, embarked on a tireless search for answers, knowing that this apparition had rewritten all the rules of the game. Even today, years after that fateful April 15th, the world continues to debate and theorize about what really happened that night. Some consider it a unique and momentous event, while others see it as the beginning of a new era of revelations and mysteries. But one thing is certain: the appearance of Christ in the night sky left an indelible mark on the collective psyche of humanity. It reminded us that no matter how much we advance in our knowledge and technology, there will always be mysteries that will challenge our understanding, and that at times we must be willing to embrace the unexplainable and allow it to transform us in profound and unexpected ways. And weeks after the appearance, the whole world was plunged into a frenzy of discussion and debate. Social networks were flooded with images and videos of the event, unleashing an unprecedented avalanche of theories and speculation. Some claimed it was a sign of the end times, while others saw it as irrefutable proof of the existence of God. Churches and places of worship were filled to overflowing, with worshippers seeking solace and guidance amid the chaos. Religious leaders were overwhelmed by the flood of questions and petitions, struggling to find answers in their sacred texts that might shed light on this extraordinary phenomenon. Meanwhile, scientists faced an unprecedented existential crisis. Their theories and models, which had been the basis of their understanding of the universe for centuries, were called into question in the most profound way. Some even resigned from their careers, unable to reconcile what they had seen with their fundamental principles. However, a group of eminent researchers refused to give up. They formed an interdisciplinary team, bringing together physicists, astronomers, theologians, and experts in various fields, with the goal of unraveling the mysteries behind the apparition. They worked tirelessly, analyzing every scrap of data available for patterns and clues that might lead them to a coherent explanation. As the years passed, the team began to make slow but significant progress. They discovered that the apparition had been visible all over the world, regardless of geographic location or atmospheric conditions. This ruled out the possibility that it was a local phenomenon, or an optical illusion caused by environmental factors. Furthermore, data collected by satellites and space observatories revealed that the apparition was not limited to the Earth's atmosphere. In fact, it appeared to extend beyond our orbit, encompassing a huge area of the surrounding space. As the pieces began to fit together, a theory emerged. The apparition could have been a manifestation of unknown energy, a form of life or consciousness that transcends our current understanding of reality. Some even suggested that it could be a sign of an advanced extraterrestrial civilization, attempting to communicate with humanity through means that defied our conventional logic. But the deeper they delved into the mystery, the more questions arose. Why take the form of Christ? Was there some deeper connection between this apparition and humanity's religious beliefs? Or was it simply a cosmic coincidence, an image that resonated with our cultural traditions? As the debates intensified, the team of researchers realized they were in uncharted territory. Their findings were challenging the established paradigms and opening the door to new ways of understanding the universe and our place in it. Some sectors of the scientific community accused them of abandoning objectivity and allowing themselves to be seduced by mystical and pseudo-scientific ideas. However, the team stood firm, convinced that they were on the threshold of a momentous breakthrough in human knowledge. As the years passed, the apparition became a cultural phenomenon and a turning point in human history. Works of art, music, and literature were created in his honor, exploring the philosophical and existential implications of what had occurred. Even new religions and spiritual movements were formed, with emergence as their cornerstone. Meanwhile, the team of researchers continued to work tirelessly, broadening their scope and collaborating with experts from around the world. As the years passed, their findings became ever more profound and transformative, challenging the limits of our understanding of the universe and our own existence.